I really want a ring. That's the only thing I can think of. I want a ring. I want to be able to put my Yeah, I think I'm pulling the baseball in the air a lot more than I have in the past. I've been working on just staying on the fastball, and when you connect with the fastball and pull it in the air, it'll go for you a lot of times. It's something I work on every day. It's something I worked on, I think, after 2018. I started to realize where the game was going. Pitchers were throwing harder. Everybody was throwing 95 miles an hour or harder. And as a hitter, you have to adjust, and you have to understand that this is what the game is, and this is what, primarily that's the pitch you will see the most, and you work on it. And, I feel like I want to get better each year at it. Runs scored, I think that if you're scoring runs, that means you're doing something well. You're getting on base, you're running the bases well, you're hitting for power, you're getting extra base hits. A lot of that also has to do with the players you're, hitting in front of. Of course, we have an all-star lineup this year. If you can get on base and score some runs, you're doing something right. Yeah, that was the same scout because I went to college close to my high school, so I was always in the Bay Area there in California, and Adam Burgess picked me up twice. The first year I didn't feel it. In high school when I got drafted, I didn't feel like I was ready for pro ball yet, so I decided to go the college route, University of California, Berkeley. And after that, I started to develop a little more, and my game was close. I got to the minor leagues and feel like I got better every year. I'd probably say my first year in Oakland defensively. I struggled. It was my first full season in the major leagues. They wanted me to play shortstop, a position I had played a good amount of as a young player, but not at the big league level. And I always thank Billy Beane for sticking with me through the tough times. We weren't a very good team that year. 2015-16. And the first half of 17 was, sort of a rebuilding time for Oakland. But once we got over the hump in the second half of 2017, we became a playoff team after that for 3 years. Yeah, Wash would show up every day ready to work at 2:30. If we had a 7 o'clock game, we'd be out there every day. And it's something that, a routine that I'll always have with me, even though he's not my coach right now. He taught me how to catch the ball. He taught me, how to get out of a funk if you're not feeling right out there. And good mechanics build good confidence, and that's something that we worked on every day. Yeah, last offseason was tough because GMs and owners didn't really know how to evaluate the 60-game season we just played. For me, I felt like I finished strong in the playoffs, but I had a slow start, and my numbers showed that. But I knew the way I was training and that offseason and how strong I was getting, I felt like, with the full season coming, I want to prove that I can do this again, so let's go for a one-year deal. Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit, but it's a place that I'm having a great time. I switched positions, but we're a great team. It's a team that's young and talented and has a bright future, and we'll see what happens. Well, if we can do the things we're doing right now, we're hitting for power, we're pitching and playing defense, and that's something that the teams I was on in Oakland, we did that for 3 years. We hit for power, we threw the ball well, and we played good defense. And it's good because we have a starting rotation that can carry us, and we have an offense that can carry us. We have arms on the back end of the bullpen that are elite, so I'm excited for the rest of this month. Derek Jeter, Barry Bonds. I grew up in San Francisco area, so I watched Barry Bonds pretty much through that whole run he had. But I played shortstop, so Derek Jeter was the guy I always watched at short. Yeah, so with the young group we have now, it's funny because when I got to spring, I was watching how they hit. You look at Vladdy and Bo and Teoscar and Lourdes and some of these guys we have, and I'm like, these guys are so young and so good. And I would ask them, what do you do here? What do you do there? But for me, it was more of how to helping them navigate a full season in the big leagues. Not all of them had done it yet, and that's something that I talk about. It's not just about hitting. It's about keeping your body fresh, taking care of yourself, eating right. Because if you're not on the field, you're not going to help us win. So we've done a good job of staying healthy and staying on the field. And for me, when I first got called up, I always looked up to Alexi Ramirez because I was a rookie on the White Sox, and he was a guy who played every single day, and he's helped me want to be the player who can play 162. Yeah, I mean, I think as a position player, no, because I'd say for a pitcher, maybe. I think pitchers, when you only have a certain amount of innings you threw, and then you come out and you want to throw 200, it's tougher on the arm. But for position players, a lot of us got to rest. During COVID, we got to rest our bodies. And it's just about how you trained in the offseason. I think that I ramped up my training because I knew it was going to be a longer season, and I'm glad I did. Everything, weightlifting, running, hitting, defense. I trained at the Oakland Coliseum. I still live in the Bay Area, and I was able to get stronger, and it's a lot better than the garage I was in during COVID when everything was closed. So that's why I said I felt a lot better about this offseason than the COVID year. Statistic, like individually, I haven't really thought about it. I think that it just means I've been around for a while from approaching those higher numbers. I really want a ring. That's the only thing I can think of. I want a ring. I want to be able to provide for my family, and that's it. Hi, Korean fans. This is Marcus Semien. Just wanted to say hello from Toronto. Thank you.